Sir,
Yes.
sir, sir, your voice is a bit getting low when you get far.
Okay. Still it is low.
Yes, sir, I think it's not connected properly.
Okay. Let's check first. Is it okay now? Please check.
So no, I can hear you, but the as your voice was in previous lecture, it's not like that.
Is it okay? Check.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Perfect. Right. Yes.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Please let me know again if it is not clear, audible. Okay. So, this is the second case of shortcut. If f of x is sine of linear polynomial, sine of ax plus b or cos of ax plus b, then to get the particular integral, we are simply replacing the b square by minus of a square if it is not the case of failure. अगर ये दूसरे case of failure आता है, then we are multiplying this operator by independent variable involved in the differential equation. See, always remember, x is not the all-time independent variable. That depends on the differential equation. So here, since we have discussed, we have considered the standard dependent variable as a y and independent variable as a x to discuss the case, but that is not always remember. That depends on the differential equation given. Sometimes the differential equation will be given in terms of x and t. So x will be dependent and t will be independent. So accordingly, we have to write this. So independent variable times operator and 1 upon derivative of that operator and into that replace b square by minus a square into sine of ax plus b provided that this phi dash of minus a square must be. अगर ये फिर से नॉन जीरो अगर ये फिर से जीरो आता है it will be a case of failure. Then in that case we again have to multiply by independent variable x and the derivative of this and into that replace b square by minus a square. So and so on till and we get the non-zero denominator. Alright, so this is about sine or cos. Similar thing we have discussed for the cos. Alright, now one thing you must have to remember that this case is only applicable for linear sine and linear cos. Linear sine and linear cos means what? There should not be sine square, sine cube, or cos square, cos cube, or the product of sine and cos, or product of sine and sine, that is sine x into sine 2x. Okay? Product of two sine terms. So in this case, this second shortcut method is not applicable. So, but we have the option that we can convert those product of sine and cos, or product of sine and sine, or product of trigonometric functions into the linear forms that we have discussed. We have the formulas of sine a cos b, sine a sin b, cos a cos b. With the help of this, we can convert those products into such linear terms. So always remember this case, second case is only applicable for linear sine and linear cos. So let us write one note, write down note or remark we can say. This case is only applicable, write down please. This case is only applicable for linear sine and cos. This case is only applicable for linear sine and linear cos. Linear means outward. That should not be sine square, sine cube, or cos square, cos cube. You can write there. That is, fx should not be sine square, sine cube, and so on, or cos square, cos cube, and so on, or sine x into sine 2x like this, or sine x into cos 3x like this. Product of sine and cos, or product of sine and sine. There should not be the terms like this. If it is there, then we have to reduce by reduction formula of trigonometry. Alright. So let us have few of those quadrant reduction formulas. That is, if the right hand side function is not linear like, suppose if the right hand side function is of the form sine square, suppose it is sine square x, then how to convert the sine square, the quadratic sign into the linear form? Yes. Do we have any formula to convert the sine square into linear form? Sine square x is equal to sine square x or sine square theta.
1 minus cos 2x by
Exactly,
2.
where cos 2x is linear, right? So sine square x is 1 minus cos of 2x upon 2. Or 2 sine square 2x is 1 minus cos 2. That we know. So if the right hand side function is quadratic, we can convert it to linear form. Right? Similarly, we have the formula of cos square. Cos square x is equal to what? 1 plus cos of 2x upon 2. Right? So with the help of this, so by substitution of sine square of this, and then we can separate the denominator like 1 by 2 minus cos of 2x upon 2, and then we can separate this operator over these two functions, where half is constant and this is a purely linear cos, and we know the case for cos. We are replacing d square by minus this. So further steps are very easy. Once you to get the quadratic or cubic term into linear, then we have the formula for cos square. Cos square x is 1 plus cos of 2x upon 2. So by this also we get half plus cos of 2x by 2, and then that will be linear. One more formula we are having, sine x or sine 2x, right, sine 2x is equal to what? 2 sine x cos x, right? So if I have the product of sine and cos, linear sine and linear cos, then that I can write in terms of sine of 2x to sine x. Then we have the product of sine cos, and cos cos. The next formula is uh, sine A, sine B. What is the formula of sine A, sine B? Or 2 sine A, sine B is writing Swaraj. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. But not that properly. When you go far, still it's the same. Your voice gets low.
Please check once. Hello, am I audible clear?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. What is the formula for sine A cos B? Sorry, sine A sine B or 2 sine A sine B. I have the formula for 2 sine A sine B is what? It is, I think, please check. Cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. Is it? Is it the correct one? Please check.
Yes.
2 sine A sine B is cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. All right. And if it is cos there, or if it is sine A sine B, then that will be half of this. Remember, half of. So I'm writing 2 just here. Now, if it is 2 cos A cos B, then that will be just plus here. That is cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B. Please check once. And then one is for sine A cos B. 2 Sine A cos B is equal to, I think that is in terms of sine of A plus B plus sine of A minus B. Please check once. 2 sine A cos B is sine of A plus B plus sine of A minus B.
Yes, sir, correct.
Okay, fine. So these are the important formulas which we require to convert non-linear sine cos or non-linear sine cos into linear sine and cos. All right. So please ask if any doubt. So remember, this case is applicable only for linear sine and linear cos, and the phi of d must be in terms of d square. If d square terms are not there, then get those d square terms for the replacement first. Then try to write that f of x in terms of linear sine and linear cos using those formulas, isn't it? And then use the replacement. Replace d square by minus a square. So if any doubt, please ask or take the examples now. Example. I hope you're able to see the examples I've written on the board. Solve these differential equations. First is d square plus 2d plus 1 times y is equal to 4 sine 2x. D square plus 2d plus 1 times y is equal to 4 sine 2x. So its general solution or the complete solution is y is equal to cf plus pi. We know the cases for writing cf, complementary function, that we are considering the homogeneous differential equation by considering the right hand side to be 0, right? And then we are writing its auxiliary equation, and with the roots of auxiliary equation we are writing the complementary function. So what are the roots here?
-1, -1.
Exactly, the roots are real and repeated because that is the expansion of d plus 1 the whole square. So d plus 1 operator repeated twice, d plus 1, d plus 1. So d plus 1 equal to 0 means d equal to -1. So -1 are the two roots, real repeated roots. So we know the case for a real and repeated root. Okay. So first solution, is it visible? No. Okay. So the general solution is y is equal to cf plus pi to find complementary function. Let d square plus 2d plus 1 is equal to 0. Directly I've considered the auxiliary equation. So the roots are -1, which are, you can write here, real and repeated root, so that you'll come to know the case for the complementary function later while studying. So real and
Sir,
repeated.
video is frozen.
Yes?
Video is frozen. Video is stuck.
Okay. Now?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So for real and repeated root, the complementary function is yes.
C1 plus C2x.
Now here the repeated root. So first of all, we'll write the
C1 plus
polynomial C1 plus
2x.
C2x, exactly, or C1x plus C2 into e raised to that repeated root mx, that is -1 times x minus x. That is complementary function. Now to find pi, to find particular integral, let the formula pi is equals to 1 upon phi of d into f of x. Video is not clear. Is the board visible? Shweta is saying video is not visible.
No, sir.
I don't know the problem.
picture is blacked out.
Okay. Now, still not visible. Okay. Okay, fine. Let me disconnect the camera. Please check. Okay. Still not. It's visible now. Okay. Clearly, is it clearly visible? All right. Okay. Jayesh says no. Jayesh, please check your connection. Okay. Okay, fine. So here, particular integral is 1 upon phi of d into f of x. So phi of d is d square plus 2d plus 1, and f of x is 4 sine 2x. 4 sine of 2x. Okay. So this 4 is constant, so it is of no use. Remember, don't worry about this 4. Either you can write this 4 outside the operator, like 4 times this operator, isn't it? Or let it be. That is of no use. We are interested in only this sine of 2x. Isn't it? So what is a here? What is a? If we compare this with sine of ax plus b, a is the coefficient of x, that
2.
is 2 here.
2.
Isn't it? So we'll replace d square by minus of a square, that is minus of 2 square, that is minus 4. So we replace d square by minus 4. Already we have this phi of d in terms of d square. Isn't it? So we'll write d square by minus 2, that minus 2 square, that is 4, minus 4, plus 2d plus 1 into 4 sine 2x. Here I'm writing the reason by replacing d square by minus 4. But you should know minus 4 means minus of 2 square. All right. So what it will be? It will be 1 upon 2d minus 3. 2d minus 3 into 4 sine 2x. Now still d is there in the denominator. See, while finding the particular integral, solving these cases means we are trying to eliminate that d from this operator, isn't it? So still d is there, is it? But f of x is sine, so we need d square there in the denominator for the replacement. So how to get that d square? Just rationalize that denominator. So by rationalizing the denominator, I'm writing here. Okay. So by Rationalizing the denominator, I can write pi is equal to particular integral is equals to, yes, 2d plus 3, 2d plus 3 upon 2d minus 3 into 2d plus 3. Please ask if any doubt. Into 4 sine 2x by rationalizing the denominator. All right. So this will be 2d plus 3 upon a minus b into a plus b. We have the standard formula for a minus b into a plus b. What is that? A square minus b square, that is 2d square. 2d square minus 3 square into 4 sine of 2x. All right. So that is equals to, that is equals to 2d plus 3 upon 2d square, that is 4d square minus 9 into 4 sine 2x. All right. And now we have d square for the replacement. So we replace this d square by minus of a square. So that is 2d plus 3 upon 4 into minus 4, because minus of 2 square, that is minus 4. So 4 into minus 4, because I'm replacing for this d square by minus a square, minus 9, isn't it? Into 4 sine of 2x. Here I'm writing the reason, that is by replacing d square by minus 4. Remember, d square by minus 4. I hope it is visible. Let me check the, okay. So, what it will be? It is 2d plus 3 upon minus 16 minus 9. Minus 16 minus 9 will be?
Minus 25.
Yes. Minus 25. So that is minus of 1 by 25 into 2d plus 3 of sine of 4 sine of 2x. So I'm writing this 4 outside, 4 by 25 sine of 2x. All right. Now still d is there, but d is not there in the denominator. It is there in the numerator. So I can open this bracket over this function. That is 2d into sine 2x plus 3 into sine 2x. So therefore, what I'll get? I'm writing here. Is it visible? Yes. So pi is equals to minus 1 by 25 minus 1 by 25 into 2d of sine 2x plus 3 of sine 2x. But d of sine 2x is what? D is what? What is d? D is differential operator. D of some function means derivative of that function, isn't it? D is d by dx, if you remember. D is d by dx, derivative with respect to x. So that means we are taking d of sine, means we are differentiating sine. Minus 1 by 25 into 2. What is derivative of sine 2x? 2 cos 2x plus 3 sine 2x. Isn't it? So that is equals to minus 1 by 25 minus 1 by 25 into 4 cos 2x plus 3 sine of 2x. And that is my required particular integral. That cannot be simplified further. If it is possible, you can simplify. You can multiply by this inside. That is minus 4 by 25 cos 2x minus 3 by 20, but that is of no use, isn't it? So therefore, finally we'll write the general solution. Therefore, the general solution is, general solution y is equal to cf plus pi, that is minus 4 by 25. I think it is 4, na? Oh, I'm sorry. That is minus 4 by 25. It is 4 here. Please check. Minus 4 by 25 into, I'm writing here, minus 4 by 25 into 4 cos of 2x plus 3 sine of 2x. Okay, so this is the complete solution for 4 to 5 marks, remember. Please ask if any doubt in this example. Any doubt? I hope I'm audible and the board is visible clearly. Please ask if any doubt in any step I can repeat.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, can you tell the step what you have done after means minus 4x of minus 4 by 25 into d 2d plus 3? Yes, sir. Ha.
Okay. Just I have opened this operator over this function. That means 2d of sine 2x plus 3 of sine 2x, like this. 2d of sine 2x plus 3 into sine 2x, isn't it? And then derivative of sine 2x is, sorry, d of sine 2x is derivative of sine 2x. So what is derivative of sine 2x? Cos 2x into 2x का derivative फिर से 2. So 2 cos 2x is the derivative of sine 2x plus 3 into. Is it okay?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fine. So please take the next one. Still we haven't taken actual speed of teaching. I'm moving very slowly. So please get clear your doubts. So take the next example. And the next to next will be for homework. It is d cube y by dx cube plus 4 dy by dx is equal to sine of 2x. D cube y by dx cube plus 4 dy by dx is equal to sine of 2x. So coincidentally, it is sine of 2x, sine of 2x, but that is again not always, remember. It can be sine 3x, sine 4x, whatever. And that is not my favorite also. Just randomly I have taken the example. So what is the complementary function? Here the roots are, what are the roots here?
Complex.
Complex roots, but not all complex, because as the degrees, as the order is 3, third order, one of the root may be real, must be real. In fact, all the roots cannot be complex, because complex roots are always come in pair. And to get the roots,
1 is 0.
1 is 0. Yes, 1 is 0. So 0 and plus minus 2 are the roots, I think. 0 and plus minus 2. I'm writing in detail because most of the students are still confused of root of minus 4. So 4 into minus 1, that is plus minus root 4 into root of -1. But as we know, root of -1 क्या होता है? I. Root of -1 is I, iota. So that is why I can write. And root of 4 is 2. So plus minus 2I are the roots, complex roots. And therefore 0 plus minus 2I are the 3 roots of this equation. So one root is real and the remaining 2 roots are complex. So with these roots, I can write the complementary function as a CF is equal to, I'm writing for real first. It is not necessary again, but I'm writing. That is C1 e to the power 0x. E raised to 0x is 1 plus e to the power alpha x. What is alpha here? Alpha is 0 again. So e raised to 0x is again 1. C2 cos of 2x plus C3 sine 2x. I hope you have remembered that the number of arbitrary constant is equal to the order of differential equation. C1, C2, C3, 3 arbitrary constant. Now to find particular integral, what to do? I'm writing here only. To find pi, let pi is equals to 1 upon phi of d into f of x. That is our usual formula. Now, what is phi of d? 1 upon d cube plus 4d
4D.
into f of x is sine of 2x. So, as it is sine, we need d square for the replacement. So let us write in terms of d square. Either I can write here d into d square, or if I write d into d
D
square, then
common.
what it will be? D into d square. Or I can take d common. So 1 upon d into d square plus 4d into sine of 2x. And now, if I replace d square by minus a square, then what it will be? Minus 4d. Isn't it? D square by minus 4. So that will be minus 4d and plus 4d. All right. So that is of case of failure. Since here minus 4d plus 4d will be 0. That is of case of failure. And in case of failure, we know what to do. We are multiplying by independent variable. I can write here, or this is the case of failure. Is it okay with the case of failure? Okay, I'm writing here. I'm replacing d square, that is by minus 4 minus of a square plus 4d sine of 2x and then minus 4d plus 4d. We are getting 0. So that is called the case of failure. So I can write here, which is case of failure. Which is case of failure. So therefore, particular integral is 1 upon, or I'm directly taking the derivative, that is independent variable times derivative. What is independent variable here? X. So x into 1 upon derivative of this phi of d. What is that? What is the derivative of this?
3d square plus 4.
3d square plus 4 into sine of 2x. Correct. D square, sorry. 3d square. All right. Now we directly have d square here. So we replace d square by minus a square. Isn't it? So x into 1 upon 3 into minus 4 plus 4 sine of 2x. Please ask if any doubt. And so that is equals to, I'm writing here, that is equals to x into, or minus 12 plus 4 minus 8. So minus x by 8 sine of 2x. That's it. That is my required particular integral. This example was asked several times in the examination, university examination. Deepali says, oh, stay on same link for next. Oh, sorry, Deepali ma'am. Okay, stay on the same link for the next lecture, please. So particular integral is minus x by 8 sine of 2x. And therefore, the final general solution is y is equal to cf plus pi. Y is equal to cf plus pi. That is equals to cf was c1 plus c2 c2 cos 2x plus c3 sine of 2x, and plus particular integral, that is minus x by 8 sine of 2x. Any doubt? Please ask if any doubt. So let us take one more also, instead of taking as homework. The next one is d square plus 1 times y is equal to sine x into sine 2x. D square plus 1 times y is equal to sine of x into sine of 2x. Fast. So what are the roots here? The roots are d is equal to plus minus I, because d square is equal to minus 1. So d equal to plus minus square root of minus 1, which is I. So d equal to plus minus I. So with the roots are complex, imaginary roots, and therefore the complementary function is where alpha is 0 and beta is 1. Is it 0 plus minus 1i? So beta is 1. So c1 cos of 1x plus c2 sine beta x, that is 1x. Remember, most of the students are confused whether to take beta as a I or what. So beta is coefficient of I, remember. Now particular integral is 1 upon phi of d, that is d square plus 1 into sine of x sine of 2x. And we know the case for such product of sine. We cannot directly use the formula as a replace d square by minus a square, isn't it? We have to convert this into linear sine or linear cos using the reduction formulas from trigonometry. So the formulas are, the formula is sine a cos b is half of, so half of sine of a minus b, that is x minus 2x, minus sine of a plus b, that is sine or cos?
Cos.
Cos.
Cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b, that is x plus 2x. All right. So that is equals to 1 upon d square, or I can take this half outside the operator, half of 1 upon d square plus 1 cos of minus x. What is cos of minus x? Cos x. Cos of minus theta kya hota hai? Cos theta. Isn't it? Because cos is even function. So that is cos of x and minus half of cos of 3x. I'm multiplying by half inside, and operator also, minus half of 1 upon, I'm taking operator also, 1 upon d square plus 1 cos of 3x. Please check. One upon or half of 1 upon d square plus 1 cos of 3x. Now I'm having linear cos and linear cos of 3x, isn't it? So I have the replacement. We replace d square by minus a square, d square by minus a square. What is a here? What is a? A is 1. So by replacing this, yes? Any
Minus
doubt? Yes, we replace d square by minus 1, but that is the case of failure. Here we replace d square by minus 3 square, that is minus 9. That is not of case of failure. So since this, I'm directly writing now, we can check this and we can do the same thing in exam also. We can simply check like this whether it is of case of failure. If it is of case of failure, we can multiply by independent variable x into half, that is x by 2, into derivative of this, that is 2d of cos of 2x, cos of x, and minus half of, here we replace d square by minus a square, that is minus 9 plus 1 cos of 3x. And now 1 upon d of cos 2x, sorry, cos x. 1 upon d means, see, d means derivative. 1 upon d means integration. We have discussed how it is integration by general method, isn't it? 1 upon d means integration of cos x. Or what we can do, we can get d square by multiplying and dividing by d for the replacement. So that will be d upon d square. And then we can replace d square by minus a square. So in that way also we'll get the same thing. So pi is equals to x by 4 and 1 upon d. I'm writing here integration of cos of x dx, and here minus 9 plus 1 minus 8 minus plus 1 by 16 cos 3x. Please check once.
Sir, can you take your camera upwards? It is not visible. Thank you. Or
Is it okay now? Is it okay?
yes, sir.
Okay. So x by 4 integration of cos x. Cos x का integration क्या होता है? Sin x plus 1 by 16 cos of 3x. All right. So this is our required particular integral. Check. D is not there anywhere in the final answer, final particular integral. So therefore, the general solution is y is equal to CF plus PI. So that is equals to CF is C1 cos x plus C2 sin x plus x by 4 sin x plus 1 by 16 cos of 3x. Please check the calculations if any doubt. Is it okay? Deepali ma'am, can I take 5 minutes more? Deepali ma'am is not there, I think. Okay, so any doubt with the sine and cos? Any doubt? Hello students, any doubt with this? Second case
No,
was
sir.
shortcut? Okay, fine.
No, sir.
So let us have third one also. We'll just discuss the third case. We'll discuss the examples in next lecture. So the third case is, write down, if f of x is case number 3. F of x is hyperbolic sine ax plus b or hyperbolic cos of ax plus b. When f of x is hyperbolic sine ax plus b, or means what? The same thing we'll be having for cos of hyperbolic ax plus b. So hyperbolic sine and hyperbolic cos. So I'm directly giving the formula now. Pi is equals to 1 upon phi of d. I'm writing the formula, phi of d square. Let us write for hyperbolic sine ax plus b. Ax plus b. Phi of d square. So why I have written in terms of d square? Because we have the replacement for d square only. If d square is not there, then we have to get the d square first by rationalizing the denominator. That we know, isn't it? So the case is replace d square by plus a square. And the reason is very similar to the sine and cos, because why we are replacing d square by minus of a square? The proof we have discussed, isn't it? We have taken derivative of sine, then d square of sine, then d cube of sine, d raised to 4 of sine, and then we have generalized the result for the replacement. So the same thing we can do here for the hyperbolic, but while taking derivative of hyperbolic is cos. Is it cos of hyperbolic? Again, derivative of hyperbolic cos is plus sine of hyperbolic. So there is no plus minus in hyperbolic functions. So that is why we have the replacement for d square as a plus a square, remember, plus a square. So therefore the particular integral will be 1 upon phi at a square hyperbolic sine of ax plus b, where a is what? The coefficient of x, remember, where this is not the case of failure. Phi of plus a square is non-zero. अगर ये case of failure होता है, then we have to multiply by independent variable. If phi of a square is non-zero, sorry, is equal to 0, then that is the case of failure. In that case, we have pi is equal to x into 1 upon pi dash at a square into hyperbolic sine of ax plus b, and so on. And the same thing we have to do for the cos hyperbolic function. Is it okay? Sometimes some examples can be solved using this, and some examples still cannot solve using the replacement a square, or difficult to solve. So in that case, we have one more option, one more choice, one more alternative for this hyperbolic function. What is that? Do you know that these hyperbolic functions are basically an exponential function? Do you know this? Do you know hyperbolic functions and even trigonometric functions are also exponential function? Do you know this? Are the functions of exponential? Am I audible? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So actually, hyperbolic functions and even trigonometric functions are also exponential function with the help of Euler's formula. You might have seen those Euler's formula that in 12th, that sine and cos I can write in terms of exponential function, or hyperbolic sine and hyperbolic cos functions are also I can write in terms of exponential function. So I'm simply writing those formulas here. With the help of those formulas also, we can, I'm writing here. So I'm writing the hyperbolic formulas only. That is hyperbolic sine ax, or let me write in terms of theta first. Hyperbolic sine theta will be equals to what? E raised to theta minus e raised to minus theta upon 2. Do you know this formula? And then hyperbolic cos of theta is e raised to theta plus e raised to minus theta upon 2. And even for the normal sine and normal cos, we have these as a complex functions, e raised to I theta, isn't it? That is sine of theta is e raised to I theta minus e raised to minus I theta upon 2i. I is there in the denominator also. And cos of theta is e raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta upon 2. So these are the trigonometric functions. So with the help of these formulas also, I can express this right hand side function in the given linear differential equation phi of d into y is equal to f of x. I can express that right hand side function in terms of in terms of exponential function, and then I have the first case of shortcut, that is exponential function e raised to ax wala. Isn't it? So with the help of that also I can solve these hyperbolic functions. Isn't it? So that is the thing we can use in case of hyperbolic function, and even in case of trigonometric functions also. Okay, so we'll discuss the examples on this case in the next lecture. We'll stop here. The next lecture is Deepali ma'am's lecture, I think she is there. So don't leave the link. Deepali ma'am will continue the same link. Thank you. Any doubt in this? Any doubt?
No.
Okay, fine. Thank you.